Hello, VC. Dave the Pickup Artist with you. I've got some pickups, some thrift, antique store, and dollar bin pickups this week. Today, I was over in Orange Park. Orange Park is a suburb of Jacksonville where the folks are just starting to learn to walk upright. I'm driving along and I see a Goodwill. I said, well, why not? You know, go in for a mini dig. And I picked up 6 albums. The albums at the Goodwills down here are 3 for $1. So I spent $2.13, got 6 records. And let's take a look.
Pop was a bad.
First, a pair of Go Gos.
Nip it in the butt.
I like the Go Gos. I did not have this one. This is their first one. Beauty and the Beat. Great title. The Go Gos are great. They're kind of like a
She's got diarrhea.
girl punk kind of band. Now this one I did have in my
She's got
collection, so
diarrhea.
this is going to go in the store, online store.
She's got diarrhea.
And I found this, and I thought this was interesting to find in a Goodwill. This is Elliot Smith.
Bruh.
This is a double album.
Let it go.
Called From a Basement on the Hill. I'm
Bruh.
not 100% sure what this is all about. I know a little bit about Elliot Smith. That's the label. He was a troubled guy who committed suicide about 10, 15 years ago. And I also know that a lot of people collect his stuff. So I picked this up and I listened to it. It's a pretty good album. It's not something I listen to every day, so it's going in my store. Nice pickup for 33 cents. This is
in the bud.
VG Plus on the cover and the vinyl. I listened to it. It just sounds like it wasn't played that often at all. So, yeah.
She's got diarrhea.
Online store.
Holy!
It's tragic how that guy ended up.
Bruh.
Now, this next record is not my bag at all. Pretty in Pink, the 80s movie. Pretty in Pink was one of John Hughes's movies. He did all these cheesy 80s teen flick movies, and this is probably one of his more popular ones. I don't care for this at all, really, but there are people that do. And for those people, this will be in my online store. The movie starred John Cryer, who I think played Ducky or somebody, the most annoying guy ever in a movie, and Molly Ringworm. I don't know who that other guy is. Who cares? Yeah, I hope this is going in the store. I hope it's gone by the end of the weekend.
I am simply a trader of spices.
Next we got, with a rebel yell, Billy Idol.
These nuts.
Yeah, this is
Nip it in the
this is
butt.
one of his breakout albums. We got the title track, Rebel Yell, and that's Steve Stevens, the guitar player.
Dip, dip, potato chip.
I don't know if he's still his guitar player or not. Billy Idol is still around though. This is a guy, you know those guys you used to like, but not so much anymore, yeah. So this is probably gonna go in my store too. I haven't listened to this yet, so I don't know what condition it's in, and yeah.
She's
And
got
the
diarrhea.
last one, now all these 6 records were $2. And the next one I had was the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack. I was happy to find this. I love the movie. In the early 80s, we used to drive down to Columbus, Ohio, where they had the midnight movies, and we'd see this. It was a cool movie theater where they'd let you do the audience participation thing. You know, throw rice and squirt guns and all that. And so, yeah, I'm glad to have this. What's cool about this is, well, two things. First, it's got a very cool inner sleeve. But as I was looking a little bit closer, I found these flyers. The first one is midnight show every Saturday night at the San Marco movie theater. In San Marco, it's a kind of a hipster area of Jacksonville, and they still have that movie theater. I believe that this is the movie theater they're talking about. It's still there, and they still show movies. But I think this was when they were doing the midnight shows. I don't know what, I have the date, but I don't know the year. The year's not on here, nothing on the back, but this is very cool. I'm guessing that whoever had this album was a big fan and they decided to keep the flyer with the album, or they picked up they were selling copies of the soundtrack at the theater and they decided to put this in the album. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Get another look at that. There's actually two of them. And this is the other one. Notice to appear, bring your own, squirt gun, and rice. Very cool. I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I can't wait to listen to that. Meatloaf was in it. He played Eddie. Yesterday, I was going by my local antique store, one about 4 miles away from here. I ducked in, picked up one album. This is Sea Level. Sea Level is a band formed of former members of the Allman Brothers Band. This is on the Capricorn label, as were the Allman Brothers. It was formed by Chuck Level, who was a keyboard player for a lot of different bands, most notably the Allman Brothers Band and the Rolling Stones. If you've seen any of the Stone shows in the past 40 years, that's Chuck Level on keyboard. We've also got J-Mo Johnny Johansson, who's the longtime drummer. He's one of two original members that are still alive from the Allman Brothers. If you like the Allman Brothers, you're going to like this. There's a Capricorn label. It's a great label for Southern rock and soul music. And yeah, I like this. If you like the Allman Brothers, yeah, you'll definitely like it. The guitar sounds a lot like Dickie Betts. I think the guitar player, Tommy Knowles, I think he was Dickie's guitar tech. So it makes sense that it sounds a little bit like Dickie on guitar. But yeah, great. This is their debut album from '77. They had about half a dozen albums that were really good. It's kind of jazzy, southern rock. Yeah. But yeah. It's enjoy it. Next three are dollar bin finds. I was in the warehouse, Wilson Records warehouse, Tuesday, I believe. I found 3 records. First one's a keeper, Bachman Turner Overdrive. Some great Canadians here. I love this album. This is the 2 lead guitarists, Salt. Check those guys out. Yeah, I'm glad to have this. This is a great hard rock album. And yeah, it's a keeper. Now, the next 2 are kind of head scratchers. I've always wanted to get this soundtrack. Here we go around the Mulberry bush with music. It's the original soundtrack with music by the Spencer Davis Group and Traffic. Around this time, the movie came out. Some of you might know that Stevie Winwood went from the Spencer Davis group to Traffic. It's kind of confusing, but the movie, it's kind of it's a British sex romp. This hapless dude looking for tail, but the music in it, the soundtrack is really good. It's got mostly Spencer Davis group songs, but the Spencer Davis group was kind of going psych. Now, if you're a Traffic fan or a completist, you're going to want to check this album out because it's got 3 Traffic songs on it. One was ended up on their first album. It's called Utterly Simple. It's that song where Dave Mason kind of takes over the song with the sitar. But there's also 2 other songs by Traffic that would never been on an album. And the first one is the title song, Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. The second song is, bear with me, I Am What I Was, or I Was What I Am. That's the last song on here. And that's never been on a Traffic album. Maybe on a compilation, but I'm not aware of it. So, yeah, this is actually a great album. It's definitely psych, pop psych. Unfortunately, this is scratchy as hell, so it's going in the stink box.
Come on.
But I got a chance to hear it, and I'm looking for a better copy. But yeah, the movie, not too good, but the music was. And speaking of Dave Mason, we've got Dave Certified Live. I picked this one up. This looked like it was going to be pretty good.
Holy!
Got a Frampton Comes Alive like cover. So I pull out the first. There's 2 records, two record set. Pull out the record, and it says side 3 and 4. So I'm thinking, well, they put the first 2 or the first record in the back. So I set this one aside, side 3 and 4 aside, and I pull out what I think is side 1 and 2. Alas, it's not side 1 and 2. It's also side 3 and 4.
Totally illogical.
So I've got 2 of the same record. There's no, I don't know, this is not logical.
Totally illogical.
So this is also going in the stink box. I don't know what happened. You know, this was only $1, but I think I should have gotten change. And with that, I am out of here. I'll see you again next week with a psychedelic snack.